Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? We are a few minutes away from starting. Actually, we're like 10 minutes away or so from starting today's class, today's webinar, all about how to become a professional photographer. I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm in a great mood. I'm sure you are too. Let's see, make sure everybody's in the room here. We are starting in about well, actually, a little less than like 8 minutes now away from starting today's webinar. I'm Matthew Jordan Smith. I've been a photographer now for 30 years. I want to thank you guys for being here. Do me a favor. When you see me, just give me a little shout out. Let me know you're here. Simply just go and type in the chat room. I'm going to do that right now, as a matter of fact. Go to your chat area there on your right side and say where you're from. Introduce yourself. Let me know that you're here. I'm going to just say hello to everybody right now in the chat area. My caps, I want to talk. I want to type in all caps. Welcome, everyone. There we are, just like that. So that little chat area is where you can go and say hello to me, say where you're watching from, jump on in. Let's have a great time. Today is going to be a great day. All right. So wherever you are, maybe you're in the States, maybe it's the end of the day, maybe you're in Europe and it's later in the evening, maybe in Asia where it's early in the morning. Wherever you are, I just want to say hello, have a great day, great morning, great evening, and thank you for being here and sharing this time with me. Let me just check in the room and see who we have here. Oh, I see there are like now 11 people in the room. So if you can, do me a favor, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear me all right. I need to know right now if the sound's coming through fine and all that so we can rock and roll. Hello, Prime. How you doing in Chicago? How's it going? Thank you, man. I'm very, very happy to be here. Glad you're here as well. So can you hear me okay? Let me know, but give me a thumbs up on that. Oh, perfect. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Today is going to be an amazing day. I'm so psyched to be here. I've got my I've got my green tea, so I'm good to go. Make sure I stay hydrated during today's webinar. I've got a lot of great information. I've got a whole lot of great information I want to share with you guys today. So make sure you stay to the very end. Also, I've got a free gift for everyone who stays until the very end today. So make sure you're comfortable. We're going to talk about a lot. So as you guys are coming in, I see more people coming into the room now. Feel free to say hello and let me know where you're watching from. Also today, it doesn't matter where you are in photography, how long you've been doing it. Maybe you just got a camera yesterday, or you've been doing it for a couple of years, but you want to become a professional photographer. That's what today's webinar is all about. How to become a professional photographer. And I've got a lot of information to share for you guys. I'm not going to hold back at all. We're going to be here for an hour, and I'm going to give you guys as much information as possible. Hi, Anthony. How you doing? How's it going there in Nashville, Tennessee? I'm glad you guys can hear me very well now. I've been to Chicago. I've been to Nashville. It's a very good chance I've been to your state, wherever you're from. If you're in America, I've been to every single state in the country, and I shot in every single state in the country. So I have a little bit of background about every place so far. Maybe not your town, but definitely your state. So wherever you're from, say hello. Maybe you're in Hawaii. Maybe you're in Alaska. Maybe you're in South Carolina or New York or Virginia. Wherever you guys are, just say hello. Let me know you're here. We're going to go rocking and rolling in about, ooh, man, we're getting close now. Town is showtime. Pretty soon we'll be getting rocking and rolling on this one. We're actually like 9 minutes away. I said earlier, like 7 minutes away. No, we're like 9 minutes away from starting today's master class or today's webinar, all about how to become a great photographer or become a photographer, period. So in this webinar, I'm going to share all the tips that I think are necessary to learn to be a photographer. I'm going to share information that I wish I knew at the start of my career. So wherever you are, it can help you on your journey to get there just that much faster. You know, back when I started, there weren't webinars. You couldn't get online to like learn like this. So I love having this chance to get online, throw my webcam up, throw a light up, and speak to you guys all over the world and share what I love. Um, this this photography life has given me an amazing life, and you can have it too. And that's why I'm here today to share the joy of photography with you. So Anita, how you doing? How's it going? Great to have you in the house there. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've been to your state. I've had cheese in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and beer, of course, as well. It's great having you guys here. I'm psyched to be here. I'm super psyched to be here, as a matter of fact, because I've got a lot of information I want to share with everybody in the house. I've been up about an hour now. I've had like 4 hours of sleep, so I'm on fumes right now, but I've got my green tea. And I promise you guys, I'm going to be enthusiastic and share everything I can with you guys. As long as I have my green tea, I'm good to go. Photography is a great life. It's not like you're doing something that you don't love. Hopefully, if you're here today, you guys love photography the same way I do. It's a great industry. It's a great life. It's taken me all over the world, literally. And it can take you as well all over the world. I'm going to show you how today in this webinar. I had no idea I would have the life that I've had. When I first started photography, I just wanted to get published. I just wanted to see my work one time in a magazine. Well, I can tell you, you can have your work in a magazine, on a billboard, online, used in advertising, used in editorials, used for corporate usage, used for a family portrait, or just having your work anywhere in a gallery. It's up to you. The dream is up to you. I'm here to tell you guys that it is possible. It is definitely possible wherever you are. Now, you'll find out, hey, Sue, how you doing? How's it going in Phoenix, Arizona there? Beautiful state, Arizona. If you guys haven't been, you got to get to Arizona, to the West Coast, and check that out. I lived out in LA for a while, so I did a lot of driving on the West Coast. As a matter of fact, I drove all over the country, but that Arizona area is beautiful. Thanks for being here, Sue. How you doing? How's it going? Good to have all you guys in the house with me. We are now 6 minutes away from starting today's webinar. I'm super, super excited to be here. I got so much I want to share with you guys. So as long as you're here, I'm going to be here and sharing. We're going to go about an hour today. I don't want to keep you guys longer than that, but I'll share as much as I can in that hour. Got my green tea. I'm good to go. I think green tea is the secret to having health, energy, keeping you energized. I have it all day, every day. So today I need it for sure. So I'm coming to you guys from Tokyo, by the way. I now live in Japan, and this is the beauty of photography. You can do it anywhere. I had no idea I'd ever live in Tokyo and make my living as a photographer, overseas. But now I travel everywhere. I work between Tokyo and New York. I fly everywhere for work. It's a beautiful life, and you can have the life you want too. All you got to do is dream it and then work toward that dream every single day. It may seem overwhelming to you right now hearing this, but it's possible. It's one step at a time. Don't think about the big picture. Think about everything in little steps. Then it's not overwhelming. For me, I grew up in South Carolina. I was born in New York City, but grew up in South Carolina. And then getting back to New York seemed like a pipe dream. Looking at pictures in the magazine, it seemed like it was impossible to get there. That's all in your mind. Trust me. If I can do this, so can you. You can get there anywhere you want to be. If it's fame you want, if it's more money you want, if it's just to have a great living so you can support your family, all of that is possible and much more. But the one thing I want all of you to do is to really start right now in dreaming big. I know there's a lot of fear out there about success in photography, but if I can do it, guys, I know you can. I'm here to show you the way and share the secrets and share the tips and show the process of how to become a professional photographer. I won't give it away yet. I see people still coming in the house. It's nice to see that. So we are now 3 minutes away from starting. We will start on time. We are 3 minutes away from rocking and rolling today. I want to thank you all for giving me your time. Make sure you're comfortable. Get your glass of water or whatever you want to drink or a little snack and make yourself comfortable. This is your time. You're making this investment and giving me your time. I'm going to make sure the time that you're giving me is well spent. I promise you. I'm going to give as much as I can within this next hour. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks for using the chat area. Speaking of which, by the way, you can use that to ask questions. I'll see your questions as they're coming in, but I won't answer them until the very end. So I want to stay on point throughout this training. So, but all your questions, I will answer most of those questions at the end of today's webinar. Again, I want to thank you guys for being here, for giving your time. I'm not sure where you are, what time zone you're in, but wherever you are, thank you for giving me this time. We're about to start now in 2 minutes. Hey, Frank, how you doing in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida? How's it going there? I've got a lot of friends in Florida. I've been to Florida at least 1,000 times in my career. You know, it's funny in photography. You go through these phases, how you work in certain locations. I've been traveling my entire career. Photography has given me the joy of travel. But there was a period where I was going to Florida all the time and shooting in Miami. There was a period where I was going to the Caribbean and shooting all the time. Then there's a period I was going to LA or going to Canada and shooting all the time. It's these ebbs and flows of the industry. But it's funny. How you doing, Mark, in New York? How you doing, brother? Good to see you here, man. How you doing? Anna, how you doing in London? How you doing? Good to see you guys here from all over the country, all over the world, the UK in the house. Good having you guys here. Hello, hello, hello. It feels good. I'm about to share in 1 minute now. We're going to start today's masterclass, today's webinar on how to become a professional photographer. Make sure you have your notepad around if you want to take notes. Ask questions. Feel free to ask me anything you want. At the end today, I'll answer questions. But right now, it's time for me to dive in. It's now time to start today's webinar. So let me just make sure I can now share my screen with you guys and start. I'm going to hit that for 1 quick second here and go to, there we are. It's now show time for me to share my screen. Here we are, guys. Okay. How to become a professional photographer. It's time to get rocking and rolling. It's time to start class. Here we go. So as we get started, I want to make sure that everybody can increase your viewing experience. So make sure you turn off your whatever you have in the background. Maybe you have another program running. Turn those things off. Your email system, your Skype, iTunes, whatever you have going, turn that stuff off. Silence your cell phones. Close your door. Give yourself time to discover something new. And thank you guys all for being here again. So Anthony, thank you as well. Can you guys still hear me? Anthony says, what happened to the sound? If you can hear me, just let me know by sending me a little message really fast on the webinar. Can everybody hear me okay? Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, perfect. Okay, great. Wonderful there. Sounds good. Okay, now we're going to rock and roll. Sounds great. Let's go to work. Emmanuel, how you doing? Anna, how you doing? Sony, how you doing in Texas? Let's get rocking and rolling, guys. I want to let you know there's a free gift today at the end, so make sure you stay until the very end. I got a great gift for everyone today. Again, if If you're just popping in, thank you all for being here. We're going to go for an hour today in this training session, in this webinar. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for giving me your time. I'm going to make sure I use it wisely. All right, here's what you're going to discover today: how to become a professional photographer. There are a lot of steps toward that. I'm gonna go through as many of them as possible. You're also gonna learn the 4 important elements that are necessary for booking high-end jobs as a photographer, or even just getting started in the career. Let's not jump too far ahead, but I'm gonna give you tons of information to help you get to that next level, get to wherever you want to be in photography. And also at the end, you're going to have an opportunity to learn even more in person. I'll tell you more about that later on. Okay, my name is Matthew Jordan Smith. I'm a celebrity fashion and beauty photographer. And this year, actually this month, I've been doing photography for 30 years. This is my anniversary month, guys. 30 years doing photography. And I got to say, I absolutely love it. It's given me an amazing career. So I'm a Nikon ambassador as well. I'm known for shooting celebrities, but that's not how I got started in my career. I'm gonna show you my trajectory in my career so you'll see it, you'll understand how I got there, and you'll also learn how you can get there or anywhere else you want to be. So this is just a few of my commercial clients. I shoot for everywhere from American Vogue to Olay to HBO to Showtime. There's a ton more than this list that you're seeing now, but I love photography. It's given me a great life. I've got great clients. I've shot for tons of celebrities, and this is just a small sample of the celebrities I've worked for over the years. Sam Jackson actually was just here in Tokyo a couple of weeks ago for the premiere of his movie. Zendaya, I talked with her management yesterday, as a matter of fact. Tyra, I've been shooting for almost my entire career. It's just a wonderful career when you can look back and see what you've done, where you've been, and remember where you started from. You guys may have seen me on America's Next Top Model. I've done this show about 5 or 6 times. I've been a guest judge on the show. The show is still in syndication. It's going all over the place, and I love this show. It's a lot of fun doing it. But also, beyond the shooting, I love to share the joy of photography, like right now. So when I'm not working, when I'm not shooting or traveling, I'm doing this, sharing the joy of photography in person as much as possible, because I know it's one thing to hear it. It's another thing to see it and jump in and do work. So whenever I can, I'll do a seminar or a workshop. I don't do them very often at all, but there are times when I stop and say thank you to everybody by giving back my time to teach everything I know. First and foremost, today is all about you, your growth, how you can get there. So feel free again to ask any questions that you have. I know this journey is not easy in becoming a professional photographer, but I want to help you get there wherever you are in your career. All right, tell me this, guys. Let me know if you're with me. Yes or no. And you can use this chat area to let me know. How many of you want to become professional photographers? And by professional, I mean, this is all you do. It's your only source of income. It's your 9 to 5. It's your life. If you want to learn how to become a photographer, let me know by putting yes or no in there. Maybe you're just starting out a little bit and you're working part-time at a job. You're not really working full-time as a photographer yet, but you want to do just photography. Let me know yes or no. I'm seeing them coming in right now. Wonderful to see that you guys are all in the same place. This is wonderful to see. Thank you guys for sharing all this with me, because I remember being in the same place. I remember being in South Carolina and looking at the magazines, looking at billboards and wanting to do this. I remember what it felt like. I remember being hungry and wanting to get all the information I could. And back then we didn't have webinars or other ways to learn like we do now. I'm so glad I can be here and share with you guys today. Thank you all, Lester, Lamar, Neil, Mark, Michael, Elad, Ruth, Anna, Paul. Thank you guys for letting me know. Janine, thank you so much. Today, my goal is to be your bridge to get you from where you are right now to that other side of success. That's what I'm here for. That's the whole goal for today, to help you get from one side to the other, to make your dreams come true in photography. Okay, so here's that big question. How do you become a professional photographer? Great question. Great question. So, how to become a professional photographer? First and foremost, I always say this to everybody, you've got to learn the fundamentals of photography. Today, it's very easy to go out and just buy a camera, put it on program or Aperture Priority, and let the camera do everything for you. And you can get great pictures that way. But to become a professional, you've got to go deeper. You've got to understand the fundamentals. This is really important, guys. And I'll talk more about this as we get on today. You've got to understand the fundamentals of photography. Also, you've got to always increase your knowledge of photography. Whether you've been doing it for 30 years like me, it means that you have to go out there and really put your heart and soul into it. Oh, thank you so much, Eliva. Hello, thank you for letting me pronounce your name correctly. Thank you so much for that. I was struggling there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always, also, guys, make incredible images all the time. You got to shoot all the time. You know, sometimes when you're shooting as a career, you only pick your camera when you're being paid to. That's a mistake. When you're a photographer, it's in your blood. You got to shoot all the time. That's how you become better. You also have to learn how to market and promote your work all the time. And this is another big one. You never give up. You never give up. I got to tell you, there were times, actually, there were many times when I started to give up on the career of being a photographer. I'm so glad I didn't now. But there were times when I wanted to just throw my camera in the closet, put it away, and never try it again because it was hard in the very beginning. I know what you guys are going through. I know what that feels like. This is why I love doing these webinars and teaching when I can, because I've been there. I know that frustration. But step one, I've got to tell you, you've got to master the fundamentals of photography. That means you've got to learn about all the stuff that's hard in the beginning. You can't just let the camera do everything for you. I want you guys to really know aperture. That means your f-stops. Know them by heart. Know it from f2, 2.8, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, 16, 22. If you're shooting 4x5 or 8x10, going to 45 or more, 64. It's totally up to you, but have a strong command of knowing the fundamentals. Know your shutter speeds. Know them by heart. Know how they work with your aperture. They work hand in hand. Also, know your ISO and how aperture, shutter speed, and ISO all work together. When I started out, there was film. It was only film. And even back then, at the start, it was called ASA, not ISO. Then it turned to ISO. And we couldn't change our ISO. Today, we can. And that's an amazing feature that we have in photography. You're not buying a roll of film where the ISO is 100 and you're stuck with that ISO. Yes, you could push that back in the day, but now you have the ability to use ISO in an amazing way to change your images and use that well. This picture, to create an image like this in bright sun and shoot at a slow shutter speed, you must understand aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. All three must work together. You can't do this any other way. And if you don't understand how hard it is to do an image like this, try shooting an image in bright sun with a slow shutter speed. You've got to use all three: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, and have a strong command of them. And then you can do anything you want in photography. Okay, let's get down to the truth today. Today, you can become a pro photographer without this knowledge of knowing the fundamentals. But it's hard to have long-term success. And that's what I want for you guys, not just to be there for a minute, but to really have long-term success in photography. 30 years or more, like me. I want to be doing this for another 30 years, hopefully, if I can. That's what I want. And I want that for you guys, to have control of your life and do what you want. Maybe you want to shoot weddings and do it for a long time. Get that fundamentals down, because it will help you in shooting your weddings. Maybe you want to shoot portraits. Also, definitely learn the fundamentals. Know them like the back of your hand. It will help you throughout your career. Maybe you want to do fashion and beauty like me. You definitely have to have a really strong command of all that stuff, all the fundamentals, your ISO, your aperture, your shutter speed. It's going to help you to become a better photographer. Now, yes, I know cameras can do it all today, and you don't have to think. But if you want to have a great career, you must know how that camera works, how light works, so you can override what the camera says and do your own thing. And then you can start shooting celebrities and have a real command of your career. You've got to know all of this stuff, all of it. So don't skip the fundamentals. If you haven't really taken time to learn that stuff, I want you to take time, go back, start from the beginning. It's only going to help you. Now, the truth again. As I take into my green tea, long-term success comes when you master the fundamentals and more. Today, we're going into the more. So when you master fundamentals, you won't have to depend on reading the histograms. You won't have to depend on just using the light meter. You'll understand that all that information, whether you're using a light meter or you're reading the histograms or you're trying to guess, it's not about guessing. It's about being exact. When you're shooting subjects who are dark skinned in white on a white background, you can't just read the histograms. You got to know what that information means and then use it to interpret the light the way you want to be. This is all about having control of your light in any situation. Now, let's go over part one of what it takes to become a professional photographer. You must be able to make great images all the time. That means it's not like, okay, I took one great picture here and then maybe I get another one next month. It means you're consistent, always making great images. It can't be a mistake. You must be able to show consistently great work. Also, you must be able to market yourself, promote yourself, and sell yourself. I know that part seems scary at first, but trust me, you can get there. And today you have more tools to market, promote, and sell yourself than we've ever had before. So always learn, always be taking classes, always go to workshops, learn as much as you can, because this stuff is so important. So somebody asked me the other day, Matthew, I've got a great picture, can I have a career in photography? It's not just about one powerful picture. And yes, it's great to have that one great image where people stop and say, wow, I love this picture. But to have a career, you've got to have it consistently. It means you can do it over and over and over again. Clients don't look at your best picture when they're trying to hire you. They want to hire you for a wedding or for portraits or for shooting, dancers, whatever it is. They want to see the entire body of your work. And they look at your body of work and they judge you by your weakest image. It's just human nature. They can see all these great images, and then see one that they don't like, and they're like, I don't really like that picture. Will I get that photographer on that day or all the other days? People are scared. They want to know if they hire you and give you their hard-earned money that you will produce great work. So I want you guys to learn to be consistent. That means you have a strong command of the fundamentals and much more. Let's talk briefly about marketing and promotion and selling yourself. There are many ways to promote yourself. One is doing a press release when you have anything come out. I've had 3 books come out in my career, and each one we're doing a press release. Right now, an actress is very hot on a show right now, and right now my agent's like, okay, let's change and put her in the front of the website now because she's getting a lot of attention. So we're always thinking about promotion. We're always thinking about press. We're always thinking about how we can get ourselves out there and stay current with whatever is going on. Even when I do an exhibit, like down below, I did an exhibit last summer in Paris, actually outside of Paris in Bourbon-Lancy. So I had press. So I think about all this stuff to help promote myself. It's all these things that you can do to get press, to market yourself, promote yourself, to sell yourself. This never ends. It's ongoing. So don't worry. This is a process that we all go through, and you'll learn how to do it. You just got to dive in and get started. Now let's take a deeper look into making great images. How to make consistently great pictures. Whatever you're doing, the first thing you've got to do is what you guys are doing right now. You've got to study photography consistently. Study photography consistently. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm still studying. I'm still learning all the time. And I love that. This is not that you learn something and then you know it all. No, it's always evolving. And photography will always evolve. Cameras will get better, but as long as you are evolving with it, you'll be fine. So look for inspiration all around you. That means you're going out and seeing an exhibit. It's not just photography exhibits. Go into a museum, see a show, see art, read books. Find your inspiration. Go to movies. Look at the lighting. Look at the story. Look deeper at the story. Go see a movie 2 or 3 times. Take it apart. See how they use pictures to tell their story. This is one way of studying photography that I do all the time. I love movies. Go and see a movie and take it apart. And as you're doing that, learn how to see light. This is a big deal. You know, we're out every day. We're seeing light all the time, but we take that light for granted. For the photographer, you guys see it differently. Learn how to see light and learn how light works, because how your camera sees light and how you see light is very different. Learn how to see light and learn how to work with light. Let's go through a light exercise. Speaking of which, I think it's a good time to dive into a little light exercise. Take another sip of my water. So take a look at this image. I want you to take a look at the light. And now use the chat bar and let me know what you think. Is this shot done with natural light or is it artificial light? Take a good look. Look at the light, look at the shadows, look at any information you can, and let me know if you think it's natural light or artificial light. Great seeing all this coming in now. I love seeing that. I love seeing that. This is great. Wonderful. Thanks, Frank, Chip, Norman, Janice. Wonderful. Wonderful. This is great to see. I love this. Okay, keep this coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Lovely, 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 lovely. Great. Ruth, Anna, Brandon. Wonderful. So, I want to go back there again this way. So now take a look at this next image. Same question. We're going to go through 4 images total, and then I'll tell you at the very end about each one. Is this picture natural light or artificial light? This is a picture of RuPaul, by the way, done back in the day, but I think it's a great example. Artificial light or natural light? Now, there's some clues here also. Of course, you can look, but I want you to really look at the light and study the light. Is this artificial light or natural light? I love seeing these answers coming in, guys. Thank you so much, Larry, Brandon, Sue, Ernest, Mark. Love it seeing this. All right, the third picture. Is this natural light or artificial light? This one's pretty easy, I know. So, is this natural light or is it artificial light? Again, we're going through 4 images total. This is number 3. Natural light or artificial light? Just call me L. Okay, that's what I'll do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Kyle, Ruth, L, Chip, all you guys. Great seeing all this. Neil, wonderful. Artificial, artificial. I see this coming in now. Wonderful to see Anna, Janice, wonderful. And we have one more image. Same question. Is this natural light or is it artificial light? Natural or artificial? I love seeing you guys and what you're saying about each one. Paul, you're killing me over here. Art or natural? I love seeing that. Is it natural light or artificial light? Natural, natural, natural. I see this coming in now. Wonderful to see. Wonderful to see. Wonderful to see. This is great, guys. Wonderful. Elle, thank you so much. Son there, Sue there. Thank you, Lester there. Thank you so much. Wonderful to see you guys are starting to see light. And you have, some of you guys are right on point with your guesses. So we had 4 pictures there total. 2 of them were natural light and 2 were artificial light. The last picture, many of you got right. That last picture is artificial light. Let me just go through really quickly again and show you all those images. So that last image, that's natural light. That's the sunlight coming in and lighting my subject. That's natural sunlight. This image, it's strobe light. So that's artificial light. That's me using a strobe and imitating sunlight. So this is artificial light. This one, believe it or not, is natural light. This is all window light that's lighting this shot. This was a tricky one, I know. You see all those highlights in the eyes, you see the spots in the eyes, you think it's a strobe, but this is all natural light. This is all window light that's lighting RuPaul. This is all natural light. And then this first one, this one tricked a lot of people. This is actually artificial light. So this is me learning how to see light naturally. Like, say you're outside in the sun, you're shooting on the beach, you're backlit by the sun. This is me using light, artificial light, to imitate that one. So yes, I know Lamar, many people miss this one. This was a hard one, which is why I start with this image. But this is natural light. So I have a light behind the subject lighting her. And then in the front, I have white foam core that's bouncing light into it. And I'm standing right in the middle. You can see that little black dot in the middle. That's me in the middle of this white foam core. That's it. So 3 of you got it 3 right out of 3 out of 4. That's great. Yes, I know, Lester there. This was a little sneaky on this one, but it made you guys see light differently. And that was a lot of fun. And I love this light exercise. You're going through all 4 of these images was great for me. It's great for you guys to learn how to see light a little bit differently. So thank you, Frank, also. Thank you guys for participating in this light exercise. So 2 were natural again, and 2 were artificial. So knowledge is critical to becoming a professional photographer. You got to learn how to see, how to manipulate, how to know light. You got to know your fundamentals. You got to know about aperture and shutter speed and ISO and how all these things work together to make great images. Because when you start working in the field, clients will ask you to do all types of things. They won't want you to shoot in sunlight. They want you to make sunlight, like this image for Olay of Angela Bassett. I had to make it look like sunlight in studio because for an advertising job, could we have done the shot outside and made it look like this? Sure, but the sun's always changing. The sun is always moving. And for an advertising job, you're shooting for like 8 hours, the same image with variations. You'll change clothes, you'll change the hair. Like you see in the image on the left, she has on a different outfit than what we use for the ad. We shot like 5 or 6 outfits this day. That's advertising. They'll change the hair, they'll change the lipstick, they'll change everything. So I've got to make sure I can keep my light looking exactly the same all the time. And then when you have that command of light and that knowledge of aperture, shutter speed, ISO, light, and how to make light look any way you want at any time, then you get those high-end jobs. Then you get jobs where you're consistently getting work all the time. You must be able to produce great work in any environment. Trust me, guys, as a professional photographer, you're hardly ever shooting ideal situations. Clients will ask you to do all kinds of crazy things. This was a job where I had to shoot an image for an ad and we had to make it look like it was in studio. But the client had a celebrity. They had the celebrity for one day. So in that one day, they had to shoot the TV commercial and they had to shoot the still ads as well. So I was hired to shoot the still ads and everything was dictated by the TV commercial. They were shooting the TV commercial in this big house and they only had one day. We couldn't go from the house to a studio. So they wanted to know if I could make a studio outside. I'm like, sure, absolutely. So that's what we did. We made a studio outside and we shot in between the commercial. That's pressure, but you've got to be able to do all kinds of things. And when you know how to do the fundamentals and more, you can handle any situation. And you can make your subjects feel great during the shoot. This is a big part. You've got to make them feel good. It's not just about photography in becoming a professional photographer. It's also about how you make your subjects feel. So here's an image from that day that I showed you earlier. So I'm shooting Queen Latifah. This is shot in that outdoor studio. So you can make this stuff look good in any situation. You can have control. You can make your floor white, your background white in studio, on an outdoor studio. You can make anything you want, anything. Lamar says that's a big softbox. That's actually not a softbox, but it is a big light source. People will never forget. I want you guys to always remember this. People will never forget how you make them feel. So get out there, make your best work, have fun doing it, and make them feel good. Because then they'll hire you over and over and over again. Now, let me just briefly show you guys how I got started in my career, because it wasn't always easy. This is how I started working as a photographer. Okay, this is me as a kid growing up in New York. I fell in love with photography as a child. My father gave me a camera. He taught me how to process pictures. He turned the bathroom into a makeshift dark room, and I fell in love with it. Then I went to art school in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to the Art Institute and I majored in photography. I learned all about photography. Then one day in art school, a professor said, if you want to be one of the best photographers in the world, if you want to have a great career, leave from here and get to a major hub, get to New York, get to Paris, get to London, and start working as a photo assistant. I'll never forget that day in class, because that day I decided to go to New York and work as a photo assistant. And that's what I did. I left and went to New York and started my career as a photo assistant. And in the early years, I'd assist all day long. And then in the evenings or the weekends, I'd always test. I'd meet models working as an assistant, and then become friendly with them, and we'd shoot on the weekends or after the job. The photographer I worked for would let me use the studio at night and on the weekends. So I'd always get in there and test as much as possible. This is how I learned. This was my real education, as a matter of fact. It wasn't really art school. I mean, I learned a lot in art school for sure about photography. I learned the fundamentals. But then when I got to New York and worked as a photo assistant, I really learned the business. I started testing constantly. I was testing Tyra all the time. That Polaroid on the right shot, that's my very first test with Tyra. I was testing her at the beginning of her career. This is actually my sofa in my living room in Brooklyn. And I put up a white sheet and I did my first shoot of Tyra in my living room on a couch. I borrowed some backgrounds from the photographer I was working for, and I put one on the sofa and I put one in the background. This is my very first test of Tyra, that Polaroid on the right side. And then we became friendly and we shot all the time. And guess what, guys? We still shoot often. This is my very first job, shooting on location. So after doing all the testing, clients started seeing all those images of all the models in their portfolios and started asking me to shoot. So I get my first job and start shooting on location. This is my first job shooting in St. Lucia in the Caribbean. I'm there for 2 weeks doing my very first job on location. I'm shooting fashion models back then. Then that client said, you know what? I love the way you shoot your models. I want you to shoot Halle Berry for the cover of our magazine. That's how I got my very first job shooting celebrity. I had no dream of shooting celebrities back then. I just wanted to work as a fashion photographer. Then my clients pulled me into the world of celebrity. And this is how I shot my first celebrity job. My client said, okay, we love your work. Shoot her the same way you shoot your models. And that's what I did. And then that led to getting other assignments, shooting other celebrities for other magazines, and started doing movie posters for HBO, for Showtime, for Lifetime, for all the different networks, for Sony movies. It just grew and grew and grew. And then the advertising world came and started giving me ads. So I started doing tons of cosmetic ads and hair ads. And then I shot bigger celebrities as well, like Oprah and more. So here's some advice about success. And I think this is so important because I went through this, and I know probably some of you are going through the same thing. Don't let somebody else and their fear talk you out of your dream. Now, what does that mean? As you're starting photography, there will be people around who tell you, oh, do something else. Oh, it's really hard. Oh, do you really want to try to be a photographer? You'll hear those voices. And that's other people telling you their fear. Maybe it's a spouse, or maybe it's a family member, or maybe it's just, a stranger, who knows, telling you, this is hard. Try something else. But guys, I'm here to tell you, if you are persistent and you work hard and you have a system, you can learn photography and make a great living at it. So don't let anybody else's fear talk you out of your dream. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it is possible. Now, here's another tip on success. You can't get success by being like everybody else. You don't stand out by being like everyone else. So don't be afraid to be different, to show different work. You don't have to do the same thing. As a matter of fact, if you're doing the same thing as everybody else, you won't stand out. Take your time, learn how to make your own special images, put your own special sauce on all your work so you can stand out. All right, let's dive into another photography lesson. You can't guess at photography. You can't guess at your exposures. I know it's very easy to take a picture now and look at the back of your camera and look at that monitor and try to guess the exposure. But when camera manufacturers first made those previews, they weren't for you to guess exposure. It was just for you to see the image, make sure you're getting an image, but it's not to be used to guess the exposure. I want you guys to be precise And that means you must learn how to use a light meter. It will be exact. It will tell you exactly what the light is. You'll learn about the light, where it hits, and you'll learn how it falls off and where it totally falls off. Histograms don't give you all the information. You need to have a light meter. So I think every professional photographer needs a light meter. And Sekonic makes the best ones out there, hands down. So I get this question all the time. As a matter of fact, I got it yesterday. Why do I need a light meter? The thing about the light meter that's just going beyond, say, reading your histograms, is teaching you how to see light. It's teaching you how light works. It teaches you how light works in the shadows, because in reality, when you're shooting this picture, the shadows look a lot more open. When you're metering the shadows and you're metering the highlights, you see that difference in the numbers, and then you know how it works. The histograms don't tell you that information. Use a meter. It teaches you everything. So I want you guys to have long-term success and to beat that competition. This information will help you have a long-term career and really excel. So do yourself a favor right now. Get a meter, learn how to use it, and use it all the time. It's going to teach you how light works. So when you want to have a silhouette, you can if you want to. If you want to shoot more open, you can do that when you want to. You have total control. It's up to you. Now let's dive into becoming a professional photographer part 2. We said this earlier, you've got to have that consistent great work, consistently shoot great work. But you've also have to have great production. You can't do this by yourself. You've got to have a great team with you. And you've got to have an amazing portfolio of prints, along with your website, along with your Instagram feed. You've got to have all these elements together to become a professional and show work. That means all your work has that consistent exposure throughout all of the images. That means the style is the same as well. They can tell by seeing your style of light, your style of shooting, how close you are, how pulled back you are. Tells you everything, image by image by image. That style is the same. Also, the light is consistent. It's not up and down. It's not sometimes okay, sometimes really beautiful, sometimes not. It's consistent all the time. You've got to have all these things working in your favor. So let's take a look at that great production again. And that's that big light again that I'm using outside earlier. It's the same light here I'm using. That's a big Para umbrella. It's a parabolic umbrella. It's a very different type of light, very different than a light box, which is much softer. So for big production, you have to have all these things working for you. It's not just you by yourself. It's an entire team. So let's talk deeper about your team. This image is the entire team. Your client, their team, you and your team, and then all the other extras. But this is you going extra. Production is about the gear. It's about the studio and the feeling in the studio. It's about the food on set. Yes, everybody loves great food. It's about the crew. It's about the makeup, the grip, the stylist, and yes, the flowers. I believe in giving my clients flowers before every shoot. It makes them feel good. And how many people do that? Give your clients flowers and having great music. I'll hire a DJ on big production jobs because it keeps the party going. Yes, sometimes on a shoot, it's a big party. When people have a great time, they feel it and they hire you over and over and over again. And then there's your team. For me, it's my assistants, my hair, my makeup. That's my inner circle. I have control over each and every one of those people. And I want them to be with me all the time. That's my family, my team on set. And then, yes, you've got to have a portfolio of prints. So when you finally get in there for that big meeting, you can show not only your iPad or your device with your images, you can also show something tangible. So your client can hold those pictures in their hands so they can really see quality. You can't see quality online because every monitor is different. You can't adjust the color that they see. If they're looking at your website or your Instagram, it changes from monitor to monitor, from device to device. But a portfolio of prints is consistent. It's great color. It's great quality, and they can see it and touch it. A portfolio is a big deal. And then down below, those little small things, those are my leave behinds that I leave for my clients after that meeting. Oh, I just want to remind you guys also, at the end, I've got a free gift for you. So make sure you stay for the very end for this free gift. Let's go through the foundation steps again and the success steps. I think there are 5 steps to success. One is the foundation phase. We've been through that. Then is the lighting phase. You got a little bit of that earlier. You got to learn lighting. Then you go into testing, the testing phase. Then you go into tweaking, making your small tweaks to make your own special sauce. And then you show your creative side. Let's take a fast look at all of those. The foundation phase is, we talked about that earlier, knowing your aperture, your shutter speed, your ISO. The lighting phase is you knowing your light. And by the way, that's that big light you guys saw earlier. That's me being dwarfed by that light. You guys saw the medium size one earlier. This is the bigger size one. So this is you knowing light and when to use what light on what job. Then there's the testing phase. That's you getting there and doing all your tests to know everything before the job. This is you knowing about the light, knowing about your cameras, knowing about your lenses, which lens is the sharpest. This is you knowing each light modifier. What's the best light to use? You can't use the same light on every job. I love the beauty dish. People who know me know that, but I can't use a beauty dish on every job. You know which modifier to use by doing your testing. Then you do your small tweaks. That's you getting in there and using a gray card or color checker. And the color checker has both a gray card and the color swatches like you see here. For this picture of Zendaya, I'm using the first image before I shoot a celebrity or shoot anybody for that matter. I'm shooting a color checker to make sure I have control over my light and my color. Then this is me shooting different color checkers on different jobs or wherever I am, on location, in the studio. Doesn't matter where I am. I'm shooting this picture first, a color checker. And then I go through and I make a profile for each and every situation, each and every light modifier, each and every camera. If I'm using my Nikon D5, I'm using the color checker for that cloudy day. If I'm using it in studio or I'm shooting on the beach in early morning light, I have a different profile for each camera, each lens. So that way it gives me exact color. Time for me to take another sip of my green tea. Oh, and by the way, there's also a video color checker as well. So as we're shooting our videos, we can get exact color on the video. So for perfect color, guys, always start by using a color checker passport. They're pretty small, inexpensive, and you have one in each and one of your camera bags. I have 3, so I have one in each and every one of my bags. Then there's that creative phase. And guys, this is where you get to have fun by showing your clients your personality, putting all of you in each and every picture. So when you are creative, you're showing your vision and you're showing your passion for photography. Speaking of passion, let me know where you guys are on that scale right now in photography, and use that chat area to let me know. On a scale from 1 to 10, how passionate are you about your photography? Oh, thank you, Frank. Right away. I love it being so fast on that. 10 right away. Let me know where you are on the scale. Maybe it's a 1, a 2, or a 5, wherever you are. I need a 10. I love that. Sue 20. Love this. So when you are passionate about photography, people see it in your images. When you're shooting, they can feel it. I love seeing that. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you guys for letting me know how you feel, because you need to be passionate about photography. People can feel it. People can feel it. So I want you guys to be more passionate when you're shooting, because this leads to more jobs. When people see you having a great time as you're shooting, they want to be around you. They want to have you shooting for them. This stuff is just as important as you knowing the fundamentals. So have fun, show your passion, show your personality, and have fun as you shoot. Guys, again, I just wanted to let you know, if I can do this as a career, so can you. Just put your heart and soul into it. I know there's a lot of fear out there. I know it's the number one thing that's holding many people back from success. It's that fear of failure. It's that, what if I try this and it doesn't work? What if I buy this? Will I waste my money? What if I do whatever and it doesn't work? Guys, I'm here to tell you, there is no what if in life. That fear is real, I know, but there is no what if. It's what you do or what you don't do. I want you guys to get out there and do it. So let's talk about that fear and how you get over fear. You get over fear by taking action right away. That's how you defeat fear. So keep this in mind with anything you want to do. Get out there and take action right away. The longer you wait, the more fear sets in. So how do you become better and defeat that fear? You take classes and workshops and seminars. It never stops. You go out there and you feed yourself with more information. You're always learning. You're around other photographers all the time. This is how you learn and grow. You take workshops. This is me teaching a workshop last year. So you get out there, you learn the business, you learn the craft, you learn how to make things work in any situation. So can you learn on your own? I get this question a lot. Can you learn on your own? Absolutely. But it would take you 4 times, 5 times longer to have that success. That could be 5 years, 10 years that you're wasting instead of getting great images and having a great career. So can you learn on your own? Yes, but you can do it faster and better when you have help to get there. So guys, what do you think now? Let me know. I want to know how you feel about photography. I want to know what you think right now, because I'm coming to a city near you. Yep, you heard me right. I'm coming to a city near you. This is my 30th year as a photographer. And to celebrate, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm doing a tour. I'm doing a workshop tour all over the place. Now, this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get out there and meet you guys in person. I'm coming to a city near you, wherever you are. Maybe you're in the States. Maybe you're in Canada. Maybe you're in Europe. I'm coming to a city near you. I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm doing a next level tour, and this is going to be great. So I'm going all over America. I'm going to places in Canada. I'm going to cities in Europe. I'm doing this all within a period of 2 months. So I'm coming to Orange County. I'm going to Portland. I'm going to Seattle. I'm going to Minneapolis. Yes, I'm coming to Minneapolis. I'm going to Chicago. I saw you guys out there from Chicago and Minneapolis earlier. I'm going to Columbus. I'm going to Indianapolis. I'm going to St. Louis. I'm going to DC. I'm going to Philly. And guess what? Total, I'm going to 28 cities starting April 28th through June 21st. I'm coming to a city near you, all over the US, all over Canada, all over Europe. So get there. I want to be there to teach everything I know about photography. That's what I'm going to do. So on your right side now, you'll see something that's just popped up about how you can find your city or city near you and be a part of this photography workshop tour. This is the next level, me getting there and teaching you face to face, teaching you how to use light, how to tweak them, how to make that small difference in your career. I love photography. I've never done this before because I've been so busy in my career. To take time away and do a workshop tour takes you away from shooting. But this is my 30th year in the business, and I've been blessed. And I want to go out there and share the joy of photography with you guys and meet each and every one of you. So come find your city or city near you. I'm getting ready to get on a plane in less than 2 weeks now, actually, and come to see you guys and teach photography for the next 2 months. Hardcore. And I can't wait to meet all of you guys. Just hit that enroll now button and find your city and join in. So again, just go to if you're in the US, go to View Cities. If you're in Canada, go to View Cities. If you're in Europe, I'm stopping the tour. I'm ending the tour in Europe. Hit that. Also, maybe you're in the States and you want to get away on vacation. Come in and see me in London or in Amsterdam and get a vacation and learn photography. Come and join me there. This is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to meet you guys and share more of the joy of photography. This is a great industry. I love it. It's given me an amazing life. It's enabled me to travel all over the world and do photography. And it can do the same for you. Just get out there, have fun, enjoy yourself, and learn with others. Together, each achieves more. This is a great industry, and I have a lot of fun doing it, so you can too. So here's what you need to do now to jump in and be a part of this workshop, to find that city near you. First, just again, go to your area, whether you're in the States or Canada or Europe. You'll hit View Cities. Then you'll get to all the list of cities and you'll click the one closest to you. You'll click buy tickets. Then you'll get to your cart. You'll add in the quantity of people who are coming together. Maybe it's you and a best friend. Add that up and then they purchase it. The course is $199 for the full day. It's a 1-day intensive workshop. It's me, you, and the group of people. There's a limited amount of seats also, by the way. So you might make sure you get in there and get a seat while you can. I want to get there and I want to show you guys the joy of photography. Show you all those small things that I can't tell you today. I want to help you make those small tweaks to get your photography better, to help you with your lighting. I'm going to do a lot on lighting, to help you with your photography. I'm going to do a lot about shooting. You want to be hands-on, so bring your cameras also, because you will be working, you will be shooting, you'll be figuring out how to do things differently. It's one thing to hear it. It's another thing to do it. I want to do it with you and teach you everything I know. So click that enroll now button. This is going to help you have real success in your photography, wherever you are. This is your investment in you. It's a full day, so block out the entire day, because I'm there to be with you the entire day and teach you everything I can, anything that's humanly possible to teach you in 1 day. I'm there for you. You won't be sitting down and listening to me. You will be up and working and doing. This is a hands-on workshop. We're going through everything. You're going through, as a matter of fact, let's go through this 1 day, this 1 full day photography workshop. You will be going through a lot of different things. It's hands-on. We're getting lighting instruction. We'll go through several lighting situations and different modifiers to learn how to manipulate and play around with light. You'll learn about meters. And don't worry if you've never even touched a meter before. I'm going to teach you how to use that meter. You're going to have to learn how to work through troubling situations. Maybe you're on a job and a client wants you to change your light all of a sudden, or you're on a job where everything goes wrong. How do you work through that situation? I'm going to show you how to get through anything and make it work. I'm going to also talk about editing. We're going to go through editing and retouching as well. And we'll talk about how you can make more money and get more clients. You saw me talk about marketing and promotion. We'll go to all that stuff in this workshop and go more intensely into it. So I want to help you guys have real success in your photography. It's time for you guys to really get to that next level. And that's why I am here, to help you get there, to get to that next level. Okay, so earlier I told you I had a free gift for you. Now we are at the very end. We are now right at an hour now. So this is your free gift for today. I think I wasted a lot of time and money buying the wrong tools when I was starting my career. So I want to give you guys some links to great tools to help you in your photography. You've seen many of these tools today as I was speaking. So here are some great tools for you to help you excel in photography. All right, so now it's time for Q&A. I want to take your questions and see, let's see. Thank you guys already. I see they have some questions coming here. You're like, oh, this is great. Okay. I'm going to read some of these questions and see if I can make sure I can answer stuff in the next few minutes before we end this workshop. I told you guys I want to give you an hour. I want to make sure I'm true to that. So we're almost right at an hour. I'm in the process of opening a photography school in Philly. I have the space and beginning to fill. I'm not sure what this is. You're beginning a studio in Philly and you want to know the process. Okay, so let's say you're opening a photography school anywhere. You definitely need to be teaching the fundamentals first and foremost. I think today, I've spoken to a lot of schools around the country. I know that a lot of people aren't teaching um, the basics the way they should be. And I'm kind of alarmed by that. Um, People aren't teaching about processing film anymore. That alarms me as well because there's a lot you learn by doing things like that. We won't be teaching processing film in this workshop because that's another way too intensive to do today. That's another workshop altogether. But there is a plus in learning how to do that. It's also a plus in learning how to use a light meter. And a lot of students, a lot of schools don't teach that today, which I think is also very alarming. I think it's necessary to learn the fundamentals. And I'm going to teach you this stuff in the workshop and a lot more. Now, this won't be just for a beginner. This is going to be even if you've been shooting for like 5 years or more and you want to get to that next level, this workshop is going to be for you to get to that next level. So wherever you are in your business, this is a great workshop. Come out. We're going to have a lot of fun. And trust me, you'll leave being a different person. Because with photography, it's not just about the gear. As a matter of fact, there's a period when I'm going to talk about beyond the gear. The beyond the gear stuff is that next level stuff where I don't really see that in workshops today. And I know it's so important. When you get hired for a job, clients don't care what you're shooting with. They don't care about the light you're using. They don't care about the camera you're using. They just want a great picture. They want a great experience. On this workshop tour, I'm going to teach you guys how to give a great experience. So your clients hire you over and over and over again. That's how you have a long-term career. You got to get out there and do it all the time. I want to show you guys how to do it and have fun all the time. So thank you. And also, thank you, L. Yes, remove that word try from your vocabulary. There is no try. There is no what if. You've got to do it. And you guys can. So come and join me on tour and let's do this together. Let me help you have more success in photography. All right, guys, we are now right at the hour mark. If I didn't get to your questions, don't fear. I'll try to send you an email and answer your questions more in the future, actually in the next couple of days. So bear with me. I'll try to get to everybody and answer your questions via personal email. Thank you guys so much for your time, for being here and letting me share the joy of photography. Now, hit that enroll now button. You can join right now and be a part of this workshop tour. Well, come to a city near you. I can't wait to see you guys so soon. But this is it for today. Go out, have a great day, a great night. Enjoy yourself. Get out there and shoot today. Keep exercising your eye and make sure you're putting your best work out there to the world. All right, guys, that's it for right now. Always dream big. I look forward to seeing you in a city near you very soon. Take care, guys. Bye.